anyhow, a little bit about myself. I'm a teacher as well as a mother. I work in a primary school teaching year 3 at the moment, which is interesting and challenging. Been blogging for probably about 3 years or so, not professionally, just occasionally. Blog about my life and also about products and other information and events that I go to and things like that. I grew up in Croydon, though I wasn't born in this country. I was born in the beautiful island of Barbados, which I still call home, even though England is home too. Barbados is obviously where I was born and where my family are from and where a lot of them still are, so that's the place I call home. I'm just waiting for the 2 others to come and join us because it's a bit of a non-talk show without people to talk to. Hopefully some people will join and we'll be able to have some good conversations. There are lots of new and interesting topics that we have coming up. Lots of discussions that we want to have. The first one hopefully will be about setting intentions for the new year, and that should be fun. We've got some guests coming on for that one. And then we want to go into some deeper topics, religion and spirituality, domestic violence, and other things like that. I've just got to invite Jen again because she is using another phone. So there we go. Hopefully she should be with me in 2 seconds. And there we go. Lots of discussion. That's better. Now I can see your beautiful mug.
Hey, yeah, my video's gone. My webcam is gone on my phone. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So you can hear me a lot better now, so we can kind of get going. Guys,
have you invited Dean yet?
Sorry, say that again.
Have you invited Dean to the chat?
No, I haven't, but he's not at home, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guys who are in the chat, if you could share the link, because we've got some very interesting things to say to you guys and let you know what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. So share the chat with your friends on your Facebook, and please subscribe to the channel, because when we go live, you'll be able to see the links come up straight away. So if you go to subscribe and then you go to the little bell button, it will give you a notification to tell you when we're live. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be absolutely great. So yeah, so what was you saying, Gail, before
I was just giving a little introduction of myself, just saying who I am, where you can find my blog at, where you can find me on Twitter, sharing that I'm a teacher as well as a parent. So that means that anytime kids could come running in, you can hear screaming from upstairs and banging, but at the moment it's quite peaceful. So
surprise. That's all good. Well, yeah, my name is Genevieve, Jen, everyone calls me, and I have a job. And yeah, I basically.
What's your job, Jen?
I work like everyone else. I'm a civil servant, public
Working
services. So yeah.
Which company?
Government. I'm a government worker. Yeah, I'm a mother as well. I have 2 children, and yeah, I just wanted to start this talk show with my friends to kind of just talk about things that are going on in the community, and have some discussions and debates, because we're always talking about stuff, always disagreeing. Sometimes we agree, but hardly ever. But yeah, I think it's very important. And also I think that it's important to share information with other people, because a lot of the time that we've discovered that we've come into some information that other people don't know about. So it's important to share things that you know, so that you can help others, to better themselves, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's kind of the idea of why we decided to do this. So that's really what we're doing.
Do you want to share the topics that are coming up? I already said that we'd be talking about religion and spirituality, and our first topic was intentions for the new year, and that we'd have some guests. So can you share the other kind of things we'll be talking about?
Okay, yeah, let me just go to where I was talking about it. So I've got the list. Can you, before I do that, sorry. Can you send that link to Dean? I've just sent it to you.
Right, hold on. Oh God, what did I do? Oh.
So yeah, some of the things that we're going to be talking about, guys, is we're going to be talking about parenting, parenting skills. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, so I don't usually sound like this, but bear with me. Parenting skills, just, good ideas and tips for raising children, and, discussing the right things that we should be doing with our children. As sometimes, like, as single mothers, or, maybe low income families, or whatever box that you're put into, we are always given, like, we're always told that, oh, we're not good enough because of whatever box, if it's a low income single parent, an ethnic minority, having a certain religion or belief, we're always stigmatized. So basically, we want to talk about the things that we should be doing and the things that we can do to help each other. Maybe Mama G is very good at making the kids have a good time on a low budget. What things to do in the holidays, things that we can teach our children, what ages that we should be teaching our children. So yeah, we're going to be getting a few experts to come in and talk about, productive parenting. So that should be really interesting. We've also got a young lady who's going to be coming in to talk about domestic violence. We can see this from both sides of the coin, and we really want to see from a woman's perspective and a male perspective, because it's just women that are domestically abused, and we want to talk about emotional abuse as well, and financial abuse, because these are all things that are happening, and some people don't even realize that it's abuse. So yeah, we're going to be discussing that. Gail already spoke about religion and versus spirituality. I think that's going to be a really that's going to be a big debate, because there's been a lot of arguments or discussions in the last couple of weeks regarding if we should be following religion, or if it's time for us to be looking at something else. So yeah, I really would like to hear you guys' views. I can't see the chat at the moment. Would like to
I
hear
can
your...
see the chat, but I can't see anyone in it at the moment. So maybe we need to share the link a bit more. So
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but I keep on losing my connection. Telling you, Mercury retrograde has messed up everything in my house. Like, my internet's gone, my webcam's not working, my phone's gone. I'm just not having a good time. I might just swap. This is my
I'm
dad's phone
trying to
that I'm
multitask
using.
right now because I've got some work emails to send at the same time.
You got to work as well, you know. Yeah, so we're also going to be dealing with some topics of racism, racism in the community in terms of hate crimes that have, you know, exponentially risen since since Brexit, and you know the things that are going on with ISIS, but also historical racism as well. You know, getting involved with other people's communities and finding out what, you know, what the issues and the differences is between them. We was having a discussion today about Serena Williams, who is she just got engaged, girl?
Yeah, she just got engaged to her partner, who's I think he's like the CEO of Reddit. So he's worth a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, his name's Alexis Ohanian. If I said that right, I don't really know if I said it right, but yeah, he's worth bucks, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, so we was basically saying, what I was saying, or what I was insinuating, was I don't believe that if she wasn't Serena Williams and had all that money and success, that she would necessarily be dating a white guy. And now Mama G's told me that he's like a owner of CEO of Reddit, meaning he's also a multi-zillionaire.
His company, I think, is worth 500 million.
Well, there you go.
And he not only owns that, but he's an author as well. And I think he's dabbled in some other things in startups, and he invests a lot of money in startup businesses. So I think the comment about him only being with her because of who she is falls flat on its face when you know that kind of information. And I didn't believe that anyway. But what I do think is that when it comes to white males being attracted to black females, a lot of them seem to kind of have this fear about approaching them, as we're often presented as being aggressive, perhaps, or maybe standoffish. I don't know.
Well, in my humble opinion, I just don't think that if she was a nobody, she'll be there.
But what makes you think that?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay, so Jen has stopped to take a call. I'm sure she'll be back in a second.
So what I'm saying is, in normal everyday life, a multi-zillionaire white guy does not go for. I'm not saying Serena Williams is ugly, but at the end of the day, she's not. No, I'm not saying that she's ugly. I think she's quite pretty. I actually am aspiring to look like her. So I'm not saying that she's ugly. But what I'm saying is that an everyday white man with a lot of money would not be going for a woman like that, especially a black woman. They'd want like that. Because you always see it. You always see it. They want the light skinned. You always see like they want the light skinned women, you know, with you know, they just, you know, the average looking Barbie doll. Do you
The
know what I
majority of white men that I have seen with black women, and this comes from experience. Obviously, I've got friends that are in interracial relationships, and their partners are dark-skinned women. So I don't
Yeah,
see,
but
and I don't necessarily tend to agree with it.
in celebrity, you don't really see that. And maybe normally, yeah, in every day you might see that, but in celebrities you don't.
Right, I'm gonna research this now because I like facts. You know what I'm like. I like to see the
Well, to
evidence.
be fair, I haven't researched it on the male woman side, but I've researched it on the like the black man and the white woman. Like the black man always
See,
seems to.
that's a completely different.
I know it's complete.
That's a different scenario altogether. But we're talking about the relationship between Serena Williams and her partner. Now, from what I've noticed, when a white man goes for a black woman, he's usually going for a black woman that
With sense.
is a black woman. Like,
yeah,
they're not necessarily looking for the mixed race or mixed heritage. They like a strong black woman. Not saying that mixed race people aren't strong, because obviously my child, one of them, is mixed race. So not saying that at all, but I've seen a lot of white males with dark-skinned black women.
Hold on, somebody's told me to look at the live chat. I can't see the live chat. Oh, Kwezi, if you start with your foolishness, I will block you out of the chat. You know, we're not talking about bringing up white men or anything like that. It's not nothing to do with race. We're talking about Serena Williams and the reason why she has got engaged. No, we're not sisters. She's got engaged to whatever his name is, some white man anyway. So we're discussing that. I'm saying that I don't believe that she would have got with him if she was just. Are you saying something?
No, where's the chat thing?
Oh, I don't know. You have to go onto the control.
Yeah, I've got the chat up, but I can't see no live chat. It's all right. Cool. Carry on.
Oh, maybe I'm a little bit behind. I'm a little bit behind on this, you know. Yeah, no, sorry. What I was saying is we're talking about Serena Williams and her getting involved with, engaged to a white guy. Now, I said that I don't believe that she would have been with him if she wasn't who she is. And I just think that that's because, like I said, it's not necessarily that I think that she's ugly or anything like that. But at the end of the day, she's not the norm of what the celebrity status person would go for. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But what makes her not the norm? Because what you've described so far is just the fact that she's dark skinned makes her not the norm.
And she's not skinny, like she's not like Barbie doll. Do you know what I mean?
But is Beyonce skinny and Barbie doll? Because she's not skinny either. She's quite thick.
She's not thick. She's a size 6. It's just that she's got belly.
Well, exactly. So she's not skinny, and Serena Williams isn't really big either, is she?
Oh, she's not big, but she's got the thighs, man. She's got the thighs.
Yeah, she's got good thighs, and men like boobs. Thighs. And men like boobs. So what is the issue? I don't understand. Like, okay, yeah, there are a lot of men that go for petite women, but there are a lot of men that go for curvy women. Like that, you know, it's just down to personal preference. I don't think it's anything to do with people of a certain celebrity status won't go for her because she's bigger. Like, there are a lot of men that go for curvy women. Like, Jen?
Sorry. I just had to log in on my phone. Go on.
If you're going to do that, can you make sure that the volume's down? Because otherwise I can hear
Sorry. Yeah, go on.
I finished what I was saying, so I was waiting for your response.
Okay. Yeah, so, well, I mean, you have your opinion. That's what I think. What do people in the chat think? Do people in the chat think?
I can't actually see what's going on in the chat. Nothing. I can't see anybody.
Log in on your phone.
Right, you'll have to bear with me then. So either way, you've got celebrities like what's her name?
Kwesi has said these women refused to submit to the black man, and yes, that man was with another black woman, but she was worth less, and that white man cheated on her with Serena. This is interesting because,
see, now that statement in itself, when you use words like submit, it depends on how you're using that word, because it has a lot of negative connotations. Because people used to submit to their slave masters. So I'm now meant to submit to.
It does, but it comes from, I think he's using it from a biblical perspective. So
even that right there, I can't even go into.
So yeah. Why? Kwesi said this is funny. Why do you think it's funny? I can't see the other things.
Log into this via my phone.
Just go onto YouTube normally and look up Denivision.
Oh right, okay, that's cool. Okay.
Go on YouTube now and you will see black women openly admitting to submitting to the white man.
Okay, but I'm not them black women, so I can only listen to what they've got to say, but I can't understand their perspective because I'm not intending to submit to anyone. I intend to be someone's partner, someone's life partner, someone's mate, someone's best friend. Yes, to submit to them, I don't know. It's just probably that word that I have a bit of issues with.
I have a problem with. Kwesi said, at work I have to submit to my manager, which I understand what he's saying, that in certain circumstances, there is a element of submission. But I think the problem that Mama G has just stated it is the fact that when you think of submit, you think of like a slave master. And us as black people, we have to be very careful with what we say, because, you know, we don't want to go back to those connotations of, you know, I'm submitting to somebody is above me. Yeah, there are tier systems in life, and even in regards to a relationship, there may be, there are times when you will be submitting to your partner. I use the example of when you have a child. Yeah, when you have a child, when you have a child, you're not helpless, but at the end of the day, you kind of need somebody to take care of you, and you're expecting that person to kind of, you know, you're giving that person the opportunity to look after you and your child. Because, for example, in the ideal world, like, you can't go straight back to work the next day. You can't earn an income. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, that's an element of you're submitting to that person because he is kind of living for you. So
yeah, and in regards to a mutual decision to have intercourse with somebody, sorry, I'm just reading Quasi's comment about opening your legs to a man, that submission. I don't see that as being submission. You have made agreement to be with each other, to union with each other. It might not be a lasting union, but it's still entering a union. And it depends on what kind of person you are. If you're one of those kind of people that's up for just going with anyone and submitting to whoever's coming into your life, the first person you see at the club or whatever, then maybe you can call that submission. But I think that when you enter into a longer term relationship with someone, a partnership with someone, you're both, okay, we'll use the word submitting, you're both submitting to each other. So it's not a one-sided thing. I kind of feel like you refer it to, the way you're referring to it is kind of one-sided. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think me and Kwesi have had this conversation a few times. So like I said, I understand the premise that he's coming from. But I think also that what Kwesi needs to do is kind of state the other side as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I don't think, you know, the control can't always be on one side. Do you know what I mean? We're in a world where everything is duality. So that doesn't necessarily mean that everything is equal, because, like, for example, we're now in winter, so we have more dark hours than we do light hours, and there's a reason for that. In the winter time, there needs to be more dark hours and light hours. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way the world was made. Whereas in the summertime, it goes the other way. So there's going to be times in everything where there's going to be, you know, a give and take. Do you know what I mean? It's not just all straight down the middle. And I think as men and as black men, they don't always state what their side is. And when it's time for them to overgive or undergive necessarily, you don't necessarily see that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've just read the next comment about the relationship is meant to be a unity. Yes, and so is the intercourse within the relationship, because I'm sure that if I just lay there in submission to my partner, that he would not enjoy that very much. Therefore, it has to be a mutual thing where both partners are contributing to that action. And I can't see that happening with purely submission from one side. You're not just submitting and just getting on with it. You are a participant in that. But I don't even know how we got to this subject when we started off just about
Serena. And we
see, it does link. It's okay.
One of the things that we're going to be discussing is relationships anyway, and the role that men and women should be playing in relationships. What do you want to say anything about that, girl?
About relationships? Yeah. I'm not really in best place to discuss successful relationships. For someone that has not a relationship, I would leave that to somebody else. I can tell you what not to do because I've done the what not to do's enough times. So I would rather, when we speak about relationships, to bring in people who are in successful relationships so they can discuss how that works for them and what they believe makes it work for them.
Yeah. What about what we've done in the past, where we've discussed things about, you know, learning love languages and, you know, even having good relationships with people in your life, like your children, family.
I in that regards to in regards to children and the love languages. Obviously, one of the things that we learned about in regards to love languages is that you have to make sure that you yourself are full, because you can't give to somebody something that you haven't got. If I'm lacking in love for myself, then it's difficult for me to give love to someone else. If I'm lacking in respect for myself, it's difficult for me to have respect for someone else. If I'm lacking in encouraging words for myself in all different aspects. If I'm lacking, how can I then pass that on to somebody else? If I'm lacking in confidence, how can I pass on confidence to somebody else? And with my children, I feel that is really important. There are certain things that I've done to increase my confidence and increase my self-esteem, in order to show my daughter especially a positive role model of a woman, because there have been points where my self-esteem has been extremely low, and my outlook on life has been quite negative, and I had to turn that around in order to teach my daughter how to be more positive and how to have a better outlook on life and how to be more confident, how to present herself in a confident way that gets her what she needs in life and what she wants in life. Because obviously, you know, what we need is great, it's good to have what you need, but to have your desires, to have your dreams, to shoot for the highest you can reach is very important as well, not to put a limit on yourself.
Right.
So there's some of the things I've learned in regards to building positive relationships with my children.
Yeah, I'm still working on that one.
I think I'm still working on it, don't get me wrong, I'm still working on it. There's certain aspects that I know that I am lacking in, and I know that I need to work on those to show her something better. But there is also certain aspects that I have grown in. For example, in confidence, there would have been a time where you would tell me live stream and I'd tell you, what? Excuse me? No, thank you. I'm not going live on anything for anyone to hear me speak. But now I don't care. Not because I don't care what people think, but because I have a level of respect for myself that I can listen to people's opinions and people's criticisms, and I can take them on board to a certain extent and know that I've still got my confidence within me to hold my own. And I think that, you know, probably as much as anyone else, that my daughter is a very confident individual, and that confidence is filtered down through what I've imparted in her throughout the years.
You've done a good job there.
I do my best, as we all do, or try to. Well, I shouldn't say all, really, because that's another subject in itself, because there are some people who don't do jack.
Yeah, so it brings me on to the point about single parent families and men that don't look after their children, and what's the other one? Men that don't look after their children, and women who stop their children from seeing their child. Stop their children from seeing their father. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and look what I'm talking about. So I'm sorry,
to close
multitask.
Yeah, so that subject obviously is very close to home for both of us. The subject of single parenthood, because we've been single parents for a long time. So it is a subject that's easy to talk about. So do you want to begin?
What do you well, I mean, at the end of the day, I really want to get somebody who is who doesn't see their children, a man and a woman, and I want to find out why they don't see their children. Because one thing that I can say, regardless of how much my children get on my nerves, sorry.
I thought you dropped for a second there.
Can you still see me? Because I can't find the thing.
No.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to know why they do that, why they don't want to see other children. And also, but also in regards to like women not letting their dad see their children and stuff like that. I think that's just to deal with hurt and healing and stuff like that. And they just need somebody to kind of just talk through, because there are some men that really make the effort to want to see their children, and they sometimes don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one, because obviously I haven't really had a conversation with a man that doesn't want to see his children, apart from my own baby father. So I don't really know a true perspective on that, because they come up with excuses. Or in regards to my son's father, it's a lot of excuses, excuses that go beyond the realm of stupidity. I can't even start with that. So I don't really know, but I've heard some people saying, well, if they told you they don't want it, and then you still carry on with the pregnancy, then that's your responsibility. That child is therefore your responsibility. So you've got to raise that child, and that's your business. You chose to keep the child, so carry on and keep the child and raise the child. That's your child. Do what you got to do. And that's the kind of view that I've heard.
Jerome said, I'm not saying some black men don't look after their children, but most men do look after their children and try, but the women use the courts against the father of their children. Jerome, that's kind of what we're saying. We're talking about all the different scenarios. There are some men that just don't want to see their kids, and there are some women that keep their children away. So we kind of want to know. Well, what we're saying is that we want to do a show, talking to each individual, like every representative, so that we can actually find out, because I don't know. I'm not a father that don't see their child, and I'm not a mother that doesn't let my children see their dad. So I need to understand why people do that. I mean, I can understand in some perspectives. He said, "Marry before you carry."
Yeah, I read that. It kind of made me giggle. Not because it's not the truth. You should, and even myself, who didn't, does agree with that. You should marry before you carry. However, it doesn't. Even if you do, doesn't necessarily work out. There are plenty of women who have been married to their partners, and they then get a divorce, and the partner still don't want to see the child. Still doesn't have nothing to do with that child. So the issue necessarily, because there are a lot of marital breakdowns.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of situations where once a husband has decided, or husband and wife have decided to divorce, that father has gone about his business and has not had any contact with the child. So
sometimes, at the end of the day, it's down to the individual. And do you know what? There's one thing that Mama G taught me a few years ago when you did the In Her Shoes workshop. Don't know if you remember. And
yeah,
then basically what it was is that you had to write. So you had to think of somebody that you either didn't like, didn't get on with, had a problem with, whatever the case may be. And you had to put yourself in the shoes of that person at the time of whatever situation he was going through, and actually say how they felt. Now, one thing that people have to remember is that people don't always go out necessarily to hurt you directly. Sometimes they are doing it because of the way they feel, and they're not actually thinking about you. So sometimes you need to take a step back from the situation and actually think about, okay, how are they feeling, why they are behaving that way? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's an excuse, but I'm just saying that sometimes it can explain, you know, why people decide to do certain things. So, you know, we have to take that into consideration. Like Dean not showing up for the first show, I'm not mad. He chose to do that.
You sure you ain't mad?
I ain't mad. I ain't mad. It's cool.
I'm confused by the comment from
Man is black. Man is man. They have difference, black or white. I think Paolo is saying man is man, and it doesn't matter whether he's black or white.
No men are perfect. Of course, no man is perfect. You don't have to be perfect to raise a child, because no woman, no man, as you correctly say, is perfect. And my mother is a wonderful mother. She was married to my father when they had me, and she's a wonderful mother. She's not a perfect mother. She's a good mother. And you don't have to have perfection, because when that child grows up, they're going to remember the good things that you've done for them. They are going to remember the sad times too, but what's going to be most important to them is that they had you in their life and that they saw the benefit of having you in their life.
Right, what is black feminism? Please explain it to me, because I don't really know what it is. I think, you know what? I think one thing that people have to remember is that black women have been like at the bottom of the pile for such a long time. So, you know, if a woman is deciding to do something positive, a black woman is deciding to do something positive for herself, all of a sudden they're feminists. Leave Paolo in the chat.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand that comment either. Black feminism means nothing to me. I don't consider myself to necessarily be a feminist. Yes, I support women doing things for themselves. I support women being strong, but I do support women having a union with a strong or white man, should they choose. So the black feminism thing, yeah, I don't really understand where you're coming from with that.
Well, he hasn't come on to tell us what he means, so I guess.
Kwasi, what is your nationality? I am Bajan. And I don't know whether you're asking me as in where I was born or what my citizenship is, but I was born in Barbados.
So Jerome said black feminism was created and funded by Rockefeller, and they put Oprah there to brainwash women.
I read that bit already. I don't watch Oprah, but cool. We live in the UK. It don't really stream on my TV.
You can catch her on YouTube still, but I don't watch her, to be honest.
But I probably have watched maybe 3 episodes of Oprah in my entire life, like, and that was by chance. Like, I don't even
like
know how I managed to
ones, like the Michael Jackson one. Do
you get me? Do you know what? I probably only watch like clips of it, not even the whole thing. Like, I don't watch Oprah, so I don't know how Oprah is going to manage to brainwash me when I don't even watch that. I don't hardly watch any TV as it goes.
That's what I was just about to say. Is like I don't actually watch TV. I've stopped watching the news. The news was the hardest thing for me to give up. But I don't watch TV. There's certain programs that I will stream, or now and again I'll watch a film. But I don't let the TV just, you know, come in front of my face and I'm just putting things there that I don't understand or don't need. So I don't think people can say that I can be influenced by you know, something when I'm not around it to be influenced by? Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I never said that you called anyone a black feminist.
Sorry, no, I'm
But
just...
I see what you're saying about it's a destruction of black women. But I'm asking you to explain, like, why do you think in terms of the household? Oh, so you're saying about like all the single parent families and stuff like that.
Sorry, let me just answer that question. I am West Indian black.
He's trying to say you look coolie.
You stop laughing. Okay, we're going to go deep into this conversation now. Right, okay, my father, he was also born in Barbados. His parentage is, as far as I know, Guyanese and Trinidadian, I believe. Yeah, we didn't talk that much. my dad's a man of few words, so yeah, rumor has it that he's Guyanese and Trinidadian by descent. But if you ask him, he's Bajan.
Okay, so I want to know what you guys' intentions for 2017 are. Let me know, is there anything big that you're planning? For 2017?
Yeah, you don't need to switch up the subject yet, still, Jen. Because I think that Jerome is going to explain to us what he meant by black feminism. I can agree with what he said about the deconstruction of the black household. I even wrote a poem about it, to be very honest, because obviously there are certain music and things like that have made our men speak about us in a negative light, and made them care more about than they care about their home. So I can understand to a certain extent, but I still need to understand the whole feminism side of it. He's saying it will take forever. Okay,
well,
so
maybe we'll invite him on another show and he can explain to us about this black feminism. Is black feminism different from white feminism, Jerome?
I'm guessing the answer to that's going to be yes.
Okay.
So if he sets up this forum, can we link to this forum through our live stream?
Jerome, send me your contact details to genevisionmedia@gmail.com. Just the name of the YouTube channel, genevisionmedia@gmail.com. We'll set that up. I'll see. Kwesi says that he's going to do a small forum.
Yeah. I think you're being slow because I just spoke about that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I just said that are we going to be able to stream the forum on the live stream if he sets it up?
Okay, cool.
Okay, so
that's different.
As he said, it's too much information for this. Do you want to go into something else, or?
Well, I was just going to say, what is everyone's intentions for the new year?
Well, I haven't recorded my intentions yet, like I do every year. This was my plan for tonight. Hopefully, I'll still get enough time to do that. I like to plan out a mind map and decide all of the things that I need to do, all of the things that I desire to do within that year, and see if I can achieve that. And throughout the year, just keep checking off and seeing what I've managed to achieve. So I would say, health wise, one of my intentions is to make sure I keep on that healthy journey,
or get back on it.
Get back on the healthy journey. Well, it's not been that long, 2 weeks. Get back on the healthy journey, and just make sure that I stick to it and try to eat better, because that's my main downfall.
Wesley said that it's going to be like back chat. Have you heard of back chat, Mama G?
No, I haven't heard of back.
I've seen the first episode, but I haven't been able to watch the other episodes of it. But I see what he's saying. So it's going to be like a group of people that are going to be talking about subjects, kind of like they're in a group setting, and then they get interviewed individually. A couple of them have got attitudes. So I'm actually trying to get a couple of the people to come on the show to talk with them about their, what it was like doing that. So yeah, check it out. It's on YouTube called BK Chat.
Okay, I'll have a look. Jerome sent his phone number because his email isn't functioning.
Oh, okay.
So you might want to write that down.
Quesley said that I'll get it through Quesley because I can't.
Because you can't get it.
No, I haven't got a pen to write it down at the moment, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he should delete that comment anyway, because it's obviously on YouTube.
Yeah, delete that comment, Jerome, because you don't want your number with all these crazy people on YouTube. Yeah, well, for me, my intentions for the new year, I'm just changing it up a bit. I wasn't really happy on the direction things were going in 2016. So I'm just going for new challenges. Again, with the health and wellness and all of that. Need to get on that hard, and really want to take things to the next level with my health. Just kind of live life. I want to live life this year. Last year I felt like I was just existing and doing things, going from day to day, work, job, school runs, just everything was monotonous. So
Kayla's asked the next chat. Sorry to interrupt you.
Next chat. The next chat is going to be scheduled sometime next week. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the notification. If you subscribe to the channel and you press the bell button next to it, you'll get the notification.
And look up the Facebook page as well, the group, because then you can get it in there.
Yeah, the group is, what's the group called?
Type it into the chat. Put the link in the chat.
I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Oh, stop it. Do you know what? Those comments, they're too much.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. So Kayla's already in the group, so it's all right. So she'll get the notification.
I wanna do a show. Is all black people the same? I know Kwesi would like that.
Oh gosh, that's just drama. Are all black people created equally?
My skin's better than your skin.
Oh gosh.
Kwesi thinks we're sisters anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, count me in, Kwesi. I'm not in London, but I can be in London.
I think he was asking Kayla.
Oh, Kayla. Okay. Kayla's already on it. Thank you, Kayla. And guys, if you want any other topics to be discussed, or or you want to speak about something, then let us know as well. Connect with us on the Facebook pages, the Facebook page that I put in the chat. Subscribe to the channel and get in contact with us, and we'll make it happen, because we're really doing this for you guys, because we've seen that there's a need. Everyone, I work but evenings I'm free, that's fine. Everyone wants to always talk about, the bad things that are going on, the negative stuff. We want to bring a bit of positivity, and even if we're dealing with hard subjects, it doesn't have to be a free for all. We don't have to cuss each other out. We don't have to do all those things. We can have a cordial conversation. And just, sort things out, make things happen, take some action. We want to lead on and start making differences. Negroes are not our people. Negroes are our people.
And of course, we don't want to make it specifically based on race debates.
No, it's not going to be all about race debates, unfortunately. There are going to be other topics that we need to discuss. But I'm interested to know about, other people's views. And yeah, we can kind of know what other people think, I guess. So yeah, so please send your suggestions. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not getting involved in that, Kwesi.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
But yeah, so I think we've pretty much gone through our list. Like I said, our next show is going to be some point next week. We're going to be discussing goal setting. And that's kind of why I asked the questions, because I think it's important. Sometimes that we make these resolutions and we say we're going to change, and we say we're going to do this and we're going to do that, but it doesn't get done. So we want some goal setting exercises. Maybe we can join up together and support each other with the goals that we want to achieve, and kind of have accountability partners with each other. So, we know that, we're on our way to achieving our goals. So, we've just got to do what we need to do to be able to have a better life this year. and move on. What do you have to say about that, Mama G?
Well, you know, I'm all about setting intentions for the year and making sure that I make myself accountable. My mind map of intentions that I had up for last year is up on my fridge, so anyone who comes in my house can see the intentions that I have, can see those that I've achieved, because what I do is I tick them off when I've achieved them and met them, so that I'm not just writing them for the sake of writing them. They are true intentions that I know I'm setting out to get things done. And anyone who walks in, they can see them, they can read them, they can help me with them, support me to get what I need to get done. And thankfully, I've got a lot of supportive friends and family, my sisters and my brother and my mum, especially my mum. So get my goals met, and even my children, because I share my intentions with my children. I share my goals with them, and they write their own goals. Some of them goals are related to my children and things that I want them to achieve in the year, and how I'm going to support them to achieve them. So I put those intentions up for them, and they know exactly what my intentions are for the year. They know what mummy's trying to get done, and they can help me with those. As crazy as it seems, there's a purpose for our children being in our lives, and one of their purposes is to encourage us on our journey, and for us to look at them as somebody that we want to make proud. And in order to make them proud, we have to achieve certain things within our lifetime. Jen has muted herself.
Sorry, my dad was screaming at me. You know, you said some integral things there, because one, you said everyone that comes into your house has to know what your intentions are, and they have to you know, support you in what you're doing. And that's one of the things that I said to myself this year, is that I'm not going to have, I've always had this saying that my home is my temple. Yeah. So I'm not going to have anyone coming into my house to bring any kind of negative things in, you know, things, and like putting me off my space. Because in the outside world, you know, people can do what they want to do, but in my house, they can't. So that's a very good idea of letting people know your intentions so that they can support you. And even like getting your children into that kind of thing as well, because they've got to know, first of all, they've got to be taught how to do these things, because they're not necessarily taught about these things in school. And, you know, they need to set goals and think, well, I know you're probably going to disagree with me, but I just think in terms of like achieving something, you know, outside of what you're supposed to, if you get what I'm saying. So I think
I've just had a thought. Is my name coming up as Genevieve on there as well? Or is it coming up as Genevision?
It's coming up as Genevision. Oh, why do you think people are talking to you? Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do the next one. Guys, can you please share our links, invite people into our pages. We literally just started the pages in that like the last day of 2016. So we want to build this up. So this, you know, we want to build this up and get a lot of people involved. Thank you for being on our first live stream. Apologies for in the beginning when we had some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, nothing in my house is working at the moment. I'm using 2 phones. It's just a joke. But, you know.
Who's he talking to? Stay married and keep building with your husband.
Yeah, so Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna end the show. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, thanks for watching. It's been an enjoyable discussion, and hopefully next time we can get some more people in to chat with us and share some of the interesting topics that we've got going on.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.